Greetings everyone, welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. In the last episode, we end up getting our introduction to both Terra, Aqua, and Ventus, and also Master Ericus, and also Master Xehanort. And now in this episode, since, Terra decided to leave because of what Master Ericus has told him, we are now going to be heading into the Enchanted Dominion. And yes, in terms of timeline, this is first, because, every character ends up visiting the same exact worlds, it's just that different things end up happening for that set of characters. I'm going to try to meld in the cutscenes for specific characters if it's the same world that they end up visiting. If I'm getting them wrong, which I really highly doubt, it shouldn't really be that hard for me to actually do, because the game gives you a freaking timeline for when everybody ends up visiting a Pacific world, and if you end up hearing rain sounds, I can't do anything about that.
Monsters. The ones the Master mentioned. These are the Unburst.
Now, for those who have played Birth by Sleep on the original PSP version, you guys probably have saying, man, these guys don't look blue at all. Well, that's because Nomura was a very huge fan of Pokemon, and he decided to go ahead and change all the Unversed enemies into, well, what can I say, into friggin' shiny versions of themselves. Now, that right there you saw was a Palpu fruit. A Palpu fruit allows you to end up gaining an ability, as you can see. As of right now, we have Haze. You can see that Terra is friggin' swinging his weapon like wildfire. Now, when you have the finishing command up, you are essentially invincible. You don't really have to worry about taking any damage until you're out of your finishing combo. Now, you want to be careful, though, because just because, you're pulling on Proud Mode, you also have to take consideration that these enemies can still technically kill you. So, I would recommend to be cautious. Don't be rushing in, even though, to be perfectly honest, I'm playing as Terra. That's kind of hard to do. But hey, if I die, I die. I'm expecting myself to die here and there. I'm definitely expecting to die on certain other fights. Hint, hint, hint. Not looking forward to those fights. Now that the tutorial is all out of the way, I never have to explain any of them ever again. Thank God. Seriously, because that's kind of one thing I don't like. And I complain about this in every friggin' intro of every stinking LPs, that whenever you start the game, the starting point is always like the more hectic part, while the rest of the game is pretty much, hey, I explained every single mechanic, you don't have to really worry so much about it. I mean, hell, to be fair, once I end up explaining it in this game, in the first story, I never have to explain it ever again. Anyways, more cutscenes.
What's this? Why aren't you asleep, boy? That fool Flora cast a spell to put everyone in this castle into a deep, deep slumber.
Who are you?
Why, I am Maleficent, as all who dwell in this kingdom would know. Now you must reciprocate the introduction. Who are you?
I'm Terra. What do you know about those monsters? The ones who attacked me.
Now why would I give a thought to creatures so base, so inconsequential?
Well, they are base. That's for sure. Anyway, I'm looking for someone. Ever heard of a man named Xehanort?
That name is not familiar to me. Is he an outsider like yourself? Oh, but wait. I do remember someone leaving the castle.
Tell me, what was he doing there?
I couldn't say. I can only be certain he was not from this kingdom. If you're curious, go see the castle for yourself. There, the entrance is past the bridge.
Thanks.
Perhaps he did speak about imprisoning the light. The light could be so many things. Could he have meant Princess Aurora?
Aurora.
Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Why on earth is Terra trusting Maleficent, fame of the wonderful Sleeping Beauty? Well, that's because Terra is Terra. That's all I can say. Now, not gonna lie, I actually never really paid much attention to the background, and you know, since I'm let's playing this game, I have to, you know, pick at it. But man, look at those mountains. Those mountains are very terrible. You don't look like mountains. They look kind of bad. Now, Terra sadly cannot block from his back, obviously. I mean, to be fair, if he did block from his back, it'd be kind of odd. Now, the thing that most people kind of complain about with Birth by Sleep is that you probably have to grind a lot. Now, that's not really the case. The problem with the grinding does not consist of leveling. It more so consists of you grinding for command levels. So, kind of how like you see that sliding dash just leveled up right there. It's kind of the only issue that I don't like about Birth by Sleep is that trying to really get yourself ready for the final battle can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. But I'm going to try to be sure to not make it terrible. Let's see how many times I actually say that during the LP. I should more so go ahead and go into details of what the hell the damn unversed enemies really are called. I don't really remember most of their names because they got a lot of them. We got the Flood, which, you know, is about as basics can be. We got the Scrappers, which are essentially like a little bit of humanoid versions of the unverse. We got the Bruisers, which are like tank enemies, but they're not protected all over, so you can hit them wherever. Then you got the Red Hot Chilies, which is a fire elemental unverse. And then you got the Thornbite, which is, I want to say, exclusive for this area specifically. Some areas do have Pacific unverses, but they won't start to have like Pacific type of enemies until Kingdom Hearts 1. Now, for those who have played, like, if you've only had played Kingdom Hearts 1 or any of the other type of games, you guys are probably wondering, where are those other enemies? You know, the black-looking enemies, the one with the emblem with a heart shape. Well, since Birth by Sleep is the first of its installment, Heartlesses don't exist. Not yet, anyways. There is a moment where you will run into Heartlesses, but for right now, you're not going to run into Heartlesses right away. Now that we end up maxing out Ventus, we end up getting auto counter, which allows us to just counter. Now you guys are like, you probably saying, oh my god, these D-Links are so powerful. Now you actually understand the reason as to why you can't utilize these damn skills in boss fights. Certain boss fights, mind you. You can utilize them in practically every other cases, but for certain boss fights, they are kind of locked because of story reasons. But other than that, you don't really have to worry about it. In all honesty, like, your friggin' shot locks is sometimes useless against certain bosses. And I'm not gonna lie, that finisher is kind of pointless. Like, seriously, oh my god. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be sure to cut out any sort of grinding sessions that I end up doing. Because in all honesty, I don't want to bore you guys with that. Aqua's the link. I can go ahead and actually keep using my favorite spells. Aqua is actually my favorite character to play as, mostly because I do like her magic capabilities. Like, her magic abilities is like disgusting. You could say that, you know, since she's the master, of course she's gonna have a lot more versatilities in terms of fighting with magic. I'm a magic user, and as I stated before, she's essentially like the red mage of this. She's like the magic user / red mage of this game, and you guys already know how much I end up fangasming over red mage. Oh man, at the time of this recording, Stormblood is only nearing coming out, and god, I can't wait. Alright, let's go ahead and just keep fighting a little bit more of these enemies. I do recommend fighting every single enemy that you come across, and I know it's probably like the no duh type of thing, but there are some times where people kind of get bored of the fighting mechanics and they kind of just want to continue on, and you know, I don't blame them. The battle system for this game is a little bit faster compared to Kingdom Hearts 1, but, you know, it still has... It doesn't really... Actually, it does not have any problems. Kingdom Hearts 1 also still has its issues here and there, but not so much Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep is essentially most people's favorite Kingdom Hearts out of the entire rest of the series, only because of what it introduced. Like, it ends up introducing command melding, you know, all that jazz. And, you know, I don't blame them, because you can break the game very easily, and you can essentially get very powerful abilities very early if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing. Because the command melding is not limited to anything. You can command meld powerful abilities right out the gate.
This feels so familiar.
Her heart is filled with light. Not the slightest touch of darkness. Just the kind of heart I need.
For what?
Imagine with me the most glorious of futures. 7 of the purest hearts, each overflowing with light. When brought together, they grant the power to rule all worlds.
What do you mean?
Why, that key you hold. The Keyblade, is it called?
Where did you learn that name?
That trinket is the only way to obtain the hearts.
No more games! Where is Master Xehanort?
Impudence will get you nowhere, child. If you wish to learn more, you must retrieve the heart of Aurora.
And why would I ever want to do that?
It's not a matter of why, but of will. In your heart, there is darkness just waiting to be awakened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Perhaps not yet. But I have power over sleep. And I can awaken what's inside you. Then you will be free to be who you truly are.
Remember, the darkness lurks in every heart. Darkness is our foe. Would that we could be rid of it. You must destroy it. Push the darkness down. Give it no quarter in your heart.
Here it is. Just what I've waited for. To think that all he spoke of was and will be true.
What? How did I... What did I do? What did you do?
You speak as if I pulled some invisible strings. No, you couldn't be further from the truth, child. I simply whispered to the darkness you already held inside.
How could I do this? Then!
Yes, now you want to know where Xehanort went. Well, that I cannot answer. He disappeared into the darkness. But now I know the Keyblade is necessary to gather hearts. Join me. Collect 6 more hearts of pure light. Then we will rule all the worlds together!
You seem to be mixed up. I'm a peacekeeper, not a tyrant.
For a peacekeeper, you're off to an exceptionally poor start. Remember this. The darkness in your heart cannot be held back by force or strength. Now, my work here is done, as is yours. Wasn't there someone you needed to chase?
Wait! The Unversed. They're gonna bring down the castle. I have to do something.
You know, if he didn't do that entire wind-up, he probably would have actually hit her instead of, you know, wasting his time saying, yeah, like that. I mean, seriously, that really took very long for a wind-up. Showcases a lot of slow for Terra, guys. Like, it really, really does. Anyways, we got sleep, and then we have ourselves a very special item. Say hello to the attack recipe. We will never be using those. Why? Because in all actuality, I already know certain commands to actually be melding. Now, the thing is that when you end up having the crown on an ability, the ability that is attached to it will be kept. So, you know, badabushki. You end up just melding both Quick Blitz and Sliding Dash, and you end up gaining Strike Raid. And then you end up putting a crystal. Now, if you end up reading Shimmering, Wellspring, and Hungry, Shimmering allows you to deal with fire and will increase the damage you deal with fire and other elemental attacks. Wellspring which allows you to perform longer combos, or it gives you various abilities. It doesn't really matter what you end up doing, it's really up to you, but sometimes I kind of recommend that you try your best to get... Alright, here's one of the things I should say. Try your best to get, Second Chance and Once More, because those abilities are essentially going to be the things that you're going to really, really want in terms of fighting, trust me, because without it, you're going to have a very, very difficult time in terms of fighting a certain boss that Terra is going to have to fight. And the thing is, Terra does not have that much defense in terms of healing, and also that much in terms of, you know, magic. So you kind of want to be careful. As right now, I'm going to just be fighting all these Unversed so I can actually obtain Aqua's secondary ability, which is Auto Life, but that's actually not the reason I actually want to go ahead and do this. I more so want to go ahead and do this so I can get her magic, her volleyball magic ability. So I'm just going to cut this, so BRB, guys. Alright, and now we're back after that very wonderful fight scenes. We end up leveling up Strike Rate and Zero Gravity, and also, well, Stun Edge was already maxed out to begin with. But we also end up getting Aqua's second D-Link ability. I'm not going to be utilizing Maleficent because she's actually not going to really help me against the boss fight. With having Aqua as of right now, she will help me to be able to defeat many bosses that Terra will have to fight, especially one Pacific boss. But anyways, this is the Wheelmaster. At least I think that's what his name is. Anyways, Wheelmaster has many parts to himself. I'm gonna just say this now. He's not really a hard fight. He can be a bit of a difficult battle for first-time goers in the Kingdom Hearts series. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you end up starting this game out first, then you're kind of not gonna be a little bit familiar in terms of the friggin' battles that you're gonna have to really fight. And like I said, just don't rush battles and you should be a-okay for the most part. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's kind of like a no-duh situation. After a while, the boss will go ahead and go into Enrage mode, which allows him to go ahead and do pretty much a lot of annoying attacks that can be friggin' obnoxious. Like I said, when I play as Terra, I'm very, what's the word? I'm, like, reckless. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be reckless. Of course, when it comes to certain fights, I'm not going to be reckless, because I know what happens if you do.
It's my fault her light was stolen. It was because I was weak. I'm sorry. I'll get your light back. once I learn to stand up against the darkness. Why would Master Xehanort imprison the light? The purest hearts of light. Do they hold the answer?
Seven pure hearts, each completely void of darkness. Such a search may take some time.
And by some time, I mean Kingdom Hearts 1. Anywho, that is the end of the Enchanted Dominion. But you guys may be wondering, what does happen in the Enchanted Dominion with Terra and with Aqua and Ventus? We actually won't be going into any details with that because, in all honesty, that level is a bit later for Aqua and Ventus. For right now, the Dwarven, it's actually the Castle of Dreams next. Whoops. I'll be seeing you guys next time. For right now, we're gonna actually go ahead. We actually are going to be seeing what happens with Ven. Actually, no, we're not, because I noticed that I won't be able to actually do that. Oh well. So, until next time, folks, we'll be heading into the Castle of Dreams. CX, over and out. Laters.